Let's unlock the secret to your best look with Luminess Conceal Air Concealer. First, ensure good hydration with a primer under your eyes. Next, add your selected concealer color in light dots. Remember, a little goes a long way with this highly pigmented formula. Use a small fluff brush or wet sponge to blend and disperse the pigment evenly. If the formula feels too heavy, thin it out with a damp sponge. And lastly, buff away any excess concealer for a flawless finish. Luminess Conceal Air Concealer, your key to flawless beauty. Hello, my friends. My name is Dorothy, and I am one of the beauty experts here at Luminess. And it is Wake Up and Airbrush Day, which means we're going to do a lot of fun demos and have a lot of fun looking at some of our best-selling and some sold-out products that you want to put on your to-do and wish list for when it comes back in stock. So, of course, our go-to demo is going to be the Airbrush Spray Silk Foundation. This right here, you're not going to get any cheaper than what it is now. I promise you, for less than 20 bucks, you can get foundation. What? Where? How? Seriously. The Airbrush Spray Silk Foundation, this is our go-to when we are having any kind of demos. When we're doing makeup, period, this is our go-to. I'm telling you, this right here makes your skin look amazing. It smooths things out. It helps, combat against fine lines and wrinkles. It really does give you an amazing look. So this is our first demo because it's our foundation. We all need foundation, right? And then, my friends, this right here, the Nude and Naughty palette. Look at the colors. I just want you to look at them. The colors are amazing, okay? Look how beautiful they are. You get 18 colors in this palette. And so today's demo is going to be about going from daytime look to nighttime look in like 2 strokes. So we're going to do 2 looks today, and I'm going to show you like a simple daytime look. We're going to use our nude colors that are our basics, and then we're going to amp it up just by using a couple of other products in here. But look at the options. Like, I love that they have given you options. They've given you neutral options. They've given you darker options. They've given you the natural browns and the golds and the blues, and I love the purples. This right here is my favorite. So look, seriously, this right here, you need to grab. It is going to be everything you need to create a nude look, that basic day look, whatever that looks like, and then maybe a little bit more of a look for the evening. So go ahead and watch as we demo it out. You'll get to see the colors. You'll get to see how it translates all of the good things. But this is, it sells out. It sells out every time. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. You know me. I love our Airbrush Spray Silk Foundation. Hey, Andrea, thank you for coming in and saying hi. If you guys want to come say hi, I love talking to you. I love seeing where you're at and what's going on. So come on in, say hello. Remember, anytime you use any of our Airbrush Spray products, shake them. You want to shake them up. You want to get that pigment moved around and ready to release. So first thing I'm going with is the primer. If you have not used our Airbrush Spray Silk Primer, I'm telling you, you want to have this primer in your arsenal. It really does make your face look like you have a filter on it in person. I don't use filters when I do these demos, but I'm telling you, I love how smooth this makes my skin look. it hydrates my skin, it plumps it up, and it just kind of gets it ready for the foundation that I am going to put on it. And so definitely look into the primer. You are going to want to add that to your purchase. It is well worth the spend because you can use it with any foundation in any product, and it is going to give you the same result, period. It is going to plump up the skin. It's going to hydrate the skin. It's going to bring down inflammation in the skin and really just let your foundation look its best and let your skin look its best. Oh, Chandra, you are so sweet and so kind. You know what, Chandra? You're right. I don't need anything else, but I kind of like having the whole dress up and doing the makeup and having the different looks. So you're right. None of us need it, but if you want it and you like it, they're great options. Alrighty. Okay. Let's go into the Airbrush Spray Silk Foundation. This right here, the reason I love this so much and use this is 1, it's light in feel, and 2, it gives me great coverage, and 3, it doesn't settle into my over 50 skin. I'm just gonna leave it at that. The texture funness, the things that happen as you get a little bit older, or I know younger ladies that have texture challenges. Airbrushing and airbrush sprays like this, they're meant to be used so that they don't settle because they are lighter. All you're getting is pigment. This is like the food coloring of makeup. So a little bit goes a long way. Alrighty, so it's shaken. I'm going to do 2 short sprays. The biggest thing that people mess up with on this foundation is they use too much. And so go with just 2 short sprays to start. Disperse that pigment. 2 short sprays will do about half your face, okay? And so we just want to disperse that pigment out and about so that it can heat with our skin. And once it heats with your skin, it melts pretty much. It expands on your skin. So you want to give it time for that pigment to be activated and really do what it was formulated to do. It doesn't cover your skin like a mask, like traditional foundations. Traditional foundations have emollients in it, lotions in it, things to dilute the color to help spread onto your skin. This doesn't have that. This is just the color. So like when you wipe it off and you see the color, you're like, oh, how's that work? Well, it works because it's working with your natural skin tone. And so you're adding a airbrush pigment lightly veiling on and working with your natural skin coloring. So it's not going to look like the exact same color of your skin because your skin is multidimensional, multicolored. It's got different tones to it. That's why it works so well, because I'm not covering it up. I'm working with it. And so I love that. Okay, so we are starting with a day look and we are going to go into a nighttime look. So this would be my daytime look foundation. Something light, something polished, just kind of real quick and easy. How do you know how to match? Chandra, great question. Couple of things. When you go to order, there's a chart that shows you the different shades and you can grab a shade on that. Secondly, you can go to the website. It'll take you through some quizzes. You answer some questions and it'll tell you the best color option for you. Or third, you can connect with a beauty expert and get a color match with them, which means you can come into a group called Luminess Live. Say you need a color match. We'll ask some questions. Have you send us a photo or maybe even look at your profile photo and see which shade would be the best match. Secondly, there's no risk at it. So in other words, if you do that and you don't get the right match, we have a color match guarantee to where you can connect with one of our beauty experts and we will make sure you get a color that works for you. Great question, Chandra. Thank you for asking it. Okay, Nude and Naughty palette. We are going to do a very quick day look because you all know that when you are off to work or out the door, ain't nobody got time to do anything intricate to just get to work and get out the door. I don't. So I'm going to actually use this it's called Barely There. These colors are called Barely There in this little palette right here. I'm going to use that as my day look. So I'm going to come in and I'm just going to take that lighter color. I'm going to lighten everything up and I'm just going to kind of put this down because sometimes our eyes are a little bit darker and sometimes they get a little oily and I just want to combat that just a bit. Then I'm going to take this little brown taupey color and add a little bit of dimension. And these particular colors in this palette, on this bottom palette, they are a little bit, they're all matte. And so these are a little bit matte. Hello, Zen. How are Zen Lynn? That's a great name. Thank you for coming in and saying hi. So that right there, and then I'm going to take this beautiful little burnt red color and add just a little bit deeper of a contour in with that. And this is going to be my daytime look. So if I am creating a look for work or a little professionalism, all of that, this is my look for the day. And we're just gonna swipe that out. Okay, let's come in and just blend that up. Soften that line just a little bit. Now, how quick and easy was that for a basic, easy breezy daytime look on the eyes? I mean, come on. Let me go ahead and put some mascara on because no look is complete without some mascara. So we're going to come in, add a little bit of lashes and length. The great thing about these palettes and the products that we have is they are really formulated for you in mind. In other words, they are considering the fact that you want great products that are beautiful, that are easy, that can go and move with you and are multifaceted. In other words, it's not just a one-stop shop pony on that. You can go in and you can have a daytime look. You can have a nighttime look. You can do so many different things with these colors. Use them as eyeliner, which you'll see me do when I go to the nighttime look here in just a minute. And they are multifaceted. So we really are about giving you options and the biggest bang for your buck when it comes to creating these looks. Alrighty, so that I had a little bit of fall down. I don't know if I have one of my rags in here. I think I have them all in the wash. So I'm going to go ahead and just wipe that away a little bit. Alrighty, so blush. I am such a blush girl. Look, guys, if you have not tried the Airbrush Spray Blush, I got to tell you, you are missing out. This blush right here is the go-to. It is one of my favorite products, and it sells out, and it's great. So I'm going to put it up there and let you see it. Shake it up. And remember, we're doing a daytime look here, so I'm not going to do anything really heavy. I'm going to come in and I'm going to add that little bit of blush brightness. Did you see that how short and little that spray was that I used on this? Did you see that? It was such a light spray. It was two little short sprays on this blush and it did both sides of my face. Look at that pigment. Like there is nothing like that. Nothing like that. So I'm just telling you, this right here is the most beautiful blush out there. High pigment. It's going to last you forever. It's that perfect peachy pink color. Has a little bit of glow to it. It's beautiful. Okay, so look. Did you see how fast this daytime look went together? I have a little bit of color on my eyes. They're neutral. They're soft. They're not dramatic. It is great for a daytime look, right? I love that. And it came out of our palette. It is this nude right here. Now, I'm going to transition this whole look into a nighttime look in like 2.5 seconds. I'm going to use this palette right here. Now, this color I've almost used, but I'm going to use this right here and this purple right here as my two things to transition. So my transition is going to be this. I'm going to come in with, where's my little brush? There it is. I'm going to come in with this color right here. Actually, I think I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use this one. It's a little bit lighter. I'm going to come in, and it is a shimmer. And I'm going to place that right there. Now, look, nighttime looks or dramatic, evening looks do not have to be dark. They just need to have contrast. That means there needs to be a little bit of a difference between your light and dark colors. And so I'm not adding any darkness to my eyes. I'm just simply adding brightness, that little bit of shimmer that's going to get, picked up in the moonlight and in the evening. Now, I'm going to come in and I'm going to use this purple right here. I love that purple. I think it's beautiful. And I'm going to use that as an eyeliner. And I am just going to deepen, like the work is over with. We're going out. I am going to deepen my eyes. In other words, I'm going to bring a little bit more focus to my eyes and let there be just a little bit more drama in those eyes. And if I wanted to, which I think I will, I might bring that drama up just a little bit, like just add that little bit of deepness right there on that outer lid, just to have, I'm putting it right next to that bright color. And that is just to add that contrast. Remember, we talked about going from day to evening. It's really just about contrast. It's not necessarily about darkness. That right there, in and of itself, amps that eye look up. But let me tell you how we really get that. Let me wipe off the fall down, because that will and does happen, is fall down. Let me tell you how we get that to go to the next level. This is where that contrast really works. So I did that little bit of extra on my eyeshadow. I added 2 colors. That's it. Add 2 colors out of the Nude and Naughty palette. But now I'm going to come in and I'm just going to add some concealer. This is going to give me that high contrast look that is for the evening time, and really just ups this eye shadow to the next game. In other words, it lets this eyeshadow stand out. Now, I need to let this eyeshadow or this concealer blend just a little bit, but I don't want to take it all away. In other words, I don't want to look like a clown like I do now, but I also want to give it time to heat with the skin and really have the effect that I want it to have. So I'm pulling this up and pulling this up, and I'm going to leave it. I'm going to let it sit there because, again, we talked about the big thing from going from day to night is the contrast. So I'm going to add another coat of mascara because we're going out tonight, right? We did the soft, pretty day look. Now we're going to come in and we're going to go out. And so we want to have that focus a little bit more and a little bit deeper on the eyes. And we can do that with the Nude and Naughty palette, but we can also do that by adding a little bit more mascara and adding some depth and darkness there. I didn't add the darkness with the eyeshadow all over. I added the darkness with a little bit of the shadow as a liner and with my mascara. And then I added lightness to my eyes for the contrast. So you don't have to wear a dark, smoky eye or a dark eyeshadow all over to have that evening wear. You just need the contrast from light to deep. And you can do that through several products: mascara, highlighter, eyeshadow that's a little bit brighter and lighter, and then, of course, your eyeshadow as eyeliner. Okay, so did you see how quickly and easily we amped up the eyes to give that little bit more of an evening look? And I'm going to actually pull the lights down here in a minute and let you see what it looks like in the evening. Before I go, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of contour right in there. And I'm just using the brush. I'm not going to pull out a whole contour palette and do all that stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to, what I'm going to do? I am going to come in and buff the excess away so I don't have that reverse raccoon look. And I'm just going to move it. And it picks up that extra pigment that I don't need. And it leaves me with that beautiful natural contrast. So Andrea, I buff after I powder, if I powder. I'm not a powder girl, so normally I personally don't powder. For me, it's a little too heavy on my skin. But if you are going to powder around your eyes, buff before. If you are powdering all over, I would buff after to take off any excess powder that might have settled and sit heavy on it. Great question, Andrea. Thank you for asking. Okay, so for me, if I'm transitioning this look into an evening look, I'm going to come back in because I've had this blush on all day. We're going to pretend. I'm going to add a little bit more right over here, not on the apples, but right over here on the outer part, so that when the dim light hits it, it'll be picked up. And then, of course, I wear tinted lip balm during the day. So when you saw my day look, you got a tinted lip balm, okay? Well, for my evening, I'm actually going to wear some lipstick. And so I'm going to come in. Again, simple little things that transition you from day to evening. I'm going to do a little bit of liner just to define the shape of my lips. That's all I want. I want the shape of my lips just solid it up just a little bit. And then I'm going to use our vinyl liquid lipstick, Pink Ballet, and add a little bit more pigment and shine to it. I don't go and use a dark lipstick too often, especially if I have amped up the eyes. And so I will definitely come in and use one that is just a little bit lighter, but has some reflection to it. I don't wear a lot of reflection on my eyes, but on my lips, I want that moon glow to hit it. So I'm going to make sure that the lip define is still there. I don't particularly like to see my lip liner like some people do. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a personal preference. Okay, so this would be my evening look. Did you see how fast that was? Just a few simple little steps with the eyeshadow, the lightness in there. The eyeshadow is the liner, and then the mascara. Now, let me show you what it looks like in dim light. So everybody just hang by. I'm going to turn lights down. Well, how is that for mood lighting, my friends? Do you see how with the brighter lights that looked very dramatic and a little bit overdone, but once you get into that softer, darker light in the evenings, you can see the highlight on the eyes. It doesn't look as dramatic, but you've got a really nice put together look for an evening look. So I'm telling you, Zen, it is glamorous. That is what our evening look is all about, is glam. So if you are looking for a palette that will take you from a day look into a night look, Nude and Naughty palette is a great option for that. You get matte colors, you get the shimmer colors, you get light colors, you get dark colors, all of the things. And it just takes a couple of little steps, just a few small steps to make a day look go into an evening look and look beautiful and polished, glamorous, and maybe even a little sexy. So thank you guys so much for joining me for Wake Up and Airbrush. I hope this was a fun demo for you. I hope you learned some things on how to transition easily from a day look that you got to go to work with to a night look that will take you into the evening having a great time with one simple palette and one basic foundation. And really, they are so multifaceted. You can get any look you want or need. Alrighty, my friends, that is our demo for today. I hope you are having an amazing day. Please, please, please go ahead and follow so that you can catch all of our demos as we do them. And remember, we have a group called Luminess Live that you can connect with. Come in, talk to beauty experts, ask your questions, do all of the things. We will be there to help you throughout your glamour beauty journey. In the meantime, the most beautiful thing that you can do or be is kind. So be kind to yourself and then be kind to others. Have a great day and enjoy